We are going to talk about vibration today, and I am super excited. I'm going to share my screen to show you my chart. Here's my chart. Okay, so I'm going to just leave this up for a minute. So I'm going to talk about it throughout the webinar. So your emotions have a frequency. Your body has a frequency. Everything in the world has a frequency. And I want you to notice that viruses have a frequency. I've been researching for this tonight. And so I looked up the vibrational frequency of viruses, and they have one, which I was not surprised, but I was pretty interested that they are the exact same frequency as fear. So that is really interesting. Fear and viruses have the same frequency. So if you are feeling scared, which I know everyone is feeling some fear lately, you know, the hoarding at the stores has been crazy. People are scared they're going to not have any toilet paper in a couple weeks. Everybody is scared that they're going to catch the virus, that anybody can have it, that the germs are on the gas handles at the gas station, and they're running out of masks at the hospital. So everybody is full of fear right now. That's the absolute worst emotion we can have right now, because a virus and fear are the same frequency. So guess what? Zoop, they attract each other. So every moment you spend in fear, you are attracting a virus to inhabit you. How scary and crazy is that? So that is like the number one reason we need to have this webinar today, because we've all got to get out of fear and we've got to raise our vibration. And, you know, I am a huge fan of gratitude. Gratitude is clear up at the top. So anytime you are feeling any of the lower emotions, just go to gratitude. Start thinking about the things you're grateful for, say them out loud, and that is the number one way to quickly move up above the fear frequency, because that is the last place you want to be. So, awesome. Oh, hi, Sarah. That's okay, you're late. So this chart is showing the frequency of all of our emotions. And I just wanted everyone to know that fear and viruses are the exact same frequency of 100 megahertz. So number one thing you can do to avoid getting the virus is to not be scared of the virus, to not be scared of anything. All right, so I am going to stop sharing this for a little bit. And if you guys have any questions, you can raise your hand. You can talk in the chat and I'll see it. I don't see any raised hands right now. And if you want to ask a question out loud, I will, I'll turn your microphone on so that you can actually talk. So the, hang on, let me pull my thing up. The thing about vibrations, does everybody actually raise your hand if you fully understand vibrational frequencies? Because maybe not everybody totally understands the importance of vibration and what it like really scientifically is. Oh, good, lots of hands. Okay, we'll back up a little bit then. All right, if you look at an atom with the kind of microscope that can look at atoms, because not all of them can. If you looked at an atom, you would see that nothing in the atom is touching. It is all loose, and it is held together by an invisible force, and the electrons are spinning, which is the same thing as a frequency, because when electricity is, when there's an electrical force, it's not a constant thing, it's an oscillation. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so it is measured in oscillations. And that is how, that's vibrational frequencies are measured in oscillations. So if you could see, like my computer right now, I touch this, it feels solid, right? It is not really solid. I'm not really solid. What's happening is that the particles, the electrons, everything is vibrating so quickly that you can't pass through it. It feels solid. It's not really solid if you get down on an atomic level, because everything is literally vibrating and the particles are going back and forth so fast that it creates a force that you can't push through. So that is how we're solid. That's how we don't fall through the floor into the ground. That's how we can sit in a chair without falling on the floor. That's how you can have a door to your house that people can't just walk through. So the vibration is in everything. It's in rocks, plants, water, trees, your house, your body, your glasses, your clothes, your hair. Literally everything is vibrating. Always, always. It's always putting off a little bit of an electrical field that oscillates at a certain frequency because of its innate vibration. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, I'm going to lower all hands. If that makes sense, raise your hand. Okay, good. Oh, good. We got lots of hands going up. Awesome. All right. So when your vibration matches another thing, it is naturally drawn to you. And that, as you may know, is called the law of attraction. That is a scientific law. It's a real thing. If you think about magnets, if you had two magnets and you know the ends that you can't put together, you know, you flip them around and they're like, actually I have magnets right here, but I don't know if they'll do that because they're in a thing. So you know how they're naturally attracted to each other. And if these didn't have plastic, I could show you the other direction. But when it's the bad ends of the magnet for attracting, you can't push them together. There's a force keeping them from touching. So that same force is in play with the law of attraction. So if you are vibrating at the right frequency, you're a magnet for the other halves of your magnet that are the same polarity as you, and they will be attracted to you. And things that don't match your vibration will be repelled from you, just like the two ends of the magnet that you cannot push together no matter how much you try. So if you think about it in those terms, the things that you want that you don't have yet are on a higher vibration than you are. So you're here, viruses are here, you're here, and the things you are shooting for are up here. So as you raise your vibration, A, you get farther away from viruses, and B, you get closer to the thing you want. So raising your vibration is way more important than most people realize. It affects you in so many ways. It affects every aspect of your life. So a high vibration is a priceless part of your life that you really, really would benefit greatly from if you worked on it, improving it a lot. So what kind of things raise your vibration? Well, I know you guys know a lot of them from things I've taught you. I'm going to hop over to my advanced manifesting group where I posted a list of easy ways to raise your vibration. And I'm just going to go through some of those really quick. All right, vibration raising activities. And if any of these make you cringe, that tells you something. So if any of these do make you cringe, I want you to raise your hand. Actually, write it in the chat. If one of these things make you cringe, put it in the chat, and then we're going to talk about what that means if these make you cringe. Oh, and Maria says, I've been working on cleaning my house to raise my vibration. Cleaning your house is on the list. Yes, that's awesome. Okay, so let's just start there. I'll start in the middle. So cleaning your house. Why is cleaning your house a vibration raising activity? Do you know why? Other than you're cleaning, which, you know, a clean state is always better than a messy state. Clutter, especially you guys, clutter has its own energy. Clutter has, now the thing in itself might not have a bad energy, but when it becomes the role of clutter in your house, its energy actually changes and it lowers. So if you have things in your house that you do not need that are filling up room that you could use for other things, or that trigger you when you see them, your clutter changes its vibration when it becomes clutter. Isn't that interesting? It could be something really awesome for somebody else, but for you, it is lowering your vibration. And I've talked to a lot of clutter experts, and I've interviewed one on my podcast once, and I've read some books because I kind of have a clutter problem myself. And I'm in Ann Washburn's clutter group and everything. So something really interesting about clutter is that every piece of clutter you have owns a piece of you. So think about that. There's things in your house with a lower vibration than what you want that own you, that own a little piece of you, so they pull your vibration down. So a super amazing transformation for your vibration would be to declutter your house. And for me to get rid of those workout clothes would be really awesome. But I have the guilt of, oh, but she gave me these, and if she finds out, she'll be really hurt. So that's a whole nother story. Letting go of guilt of what you think people might think is a really good thing to do. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to commit to you guys today. I'm going to get rid of those clothes this week. Okay? I'm going to get rid of those workout clothes this week. Stop lowering my vibration every time I see them. Okay, so getting rid of clutter, super, super good for your vibration. Let's see what else is on my little list. Let me click on my other window. I got a lot of windows open. Oh, this is a super easy one, you guys. Make your bed every day. An unmade bed has a low vibration. If you make your bed, it lifts the vibration of your whole room. Music and dancing, I was just gonna say that one. Yes, Karen. Music and dancing is awesome. Singing at the top of your lungs is incredibly awesome for your vibration. For one thing, it releases your throat chakra. Singing as loud as you can it just unlocks your throat chakra and just lets you express yourself. And of course, singing out loud as you can is fun and silly, and everybody loves it. So yeah, totally do that. Hold on. Okay, somebody just messaged me about the webinar. Let's see. You were going to say make your bed, Tracy? Yeah. Oh, a gratitude journal, Karen. That's a really good idea. I like to do a grata rant, which is super fun, and I'll tell you about that. If you haven't heard of it, I'll tell you about that. But yes, keep gratitude in any form, because remember the chart, gratitude is the second from highest emotion. So anytime you bring gratitude into your life, you're going to go up the chart, well away from the virus at 100 megahertz. So anytime you feel sad or cranky or whatever, go straight to gratitude. Pull out your gratitude journal or do a Gratarant, which is where you get with a partner and you take turns yelling out something you're grateful for as fast as you can. And you go back and forth, you take turns and you get louder and faster, and pretty soon it's awesome. Sometimes I end up crying like actual tears of gratitude because I get really deep into feeling the gratitude, and that's really awesome. Gratitudes are amazing. Tracy's keeping a gratitude journal right now. That's excellent. Good job. Oh, Maria said eating for your chakras. I have no idea what that means. Well, maybe you need to tell us about that, what that means. Maria, if you want to raise your hand, I will let you talk too. Okay, so cleaning your house, decluttering, getting organized, singing, dancing, gratitude, awesome. I think everybody should have a fight song. If you have a fight song, that's the song you should sing out loud. So whatever your fight song is, choose that. Okay, Maria is going to tell us about eating for your chakras. I don't know anything about that. Okay, ready? I'm clicking on you. There you are. You don't have to turn your camera on if you don't want to, but you are, you're in. I think you need to click unmute probably. Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah. There you go. Okay, you're in. You're up.
All right, so basically eating for your chakras, just your chakras are on kind of like the rainbow spectrum, starting from the bottom. When you sit, you're rooted into the ground, so that's your red, and you kind of like picture yourself rooted into the ground with that red color. And so then as you go up each of your chakras, it's different color of the rainbow. So each of those rainbow colors are associated with foods, and the foods that are associated with those colors help to like heal or help your auras better. So like when I'm trying to think about eating, I try to think about like which chakras that I'm eating for, and I'm trying to be more mindful about the way that I eat, so that way I'm healing certain chakras that need more help.
That is awesome. Do you try to eat every chakra color every day?
No. And I know that you should eat a rainbow, like that's kind of people say, you know,
right.
Yeah. But for me in particular, right now, I'm on a lot of orange foods. So like sweet potatoes, squash, that's all like in your pelvic area, which also is the area that you hold all your, I guess, unresolved feelings. So
that's awesome.
I'm just trying to use those to kind of heal that area.
I love that. That is super interesting. Thank you for sharing that.
Yep, no problem.
If you have like a good resource to post in the group, go ahead and post it. I'll approve your post if you have a good resource for that.
Okay.
If people want to look into that more. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Let me see how I put everything back to normal. I'm not sure how to do that. Hang on, Maria. Okay, I guess. I'll put
trying to figure out.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. Oh, did I? No. There we go. Okay, cool. See, I'm just figuring out. I have never done this as an actual webinar before. So I upgraded my Zoom and it does way more stuff than I'm used to doing. So it's cool. All right. And if you have any questions, there is a Q&A button at the bottom of the screen. And if you click on that, you can type in a question. And Dory sent me a question. Thank you, Dory. All right. She said I was very open for telling that story. And Iris, yes, you're right. She didn't want them anymore. I should just get rid of them and not feel bad. Good idea. Yeah, rainbow foods. I'm excited to to think about that. That's a really exciting concept, eating for your chakras. That's super cool. So right now I'm working on my throat chakra because I know that I have a trauma. I have a trauma in my throat for when I was 10 years old. So working on my throat chakra, but I can't think of blue foods other than blueberries. I'll have to think about that. But I love blueberries, so I could eat blueberries. Anyway, that was really good. Thank you, Maria, for sharing that. Colors and light have temperatures. Is that the same as vibrations? Colors and light have temperatures. Do you mean like, okay, so, blue potatoes, Liz, that's a good one. So Sarah is a lighting designer, and so she's asking an interesting question. Colors and light have temperatures. Is that the same as vibrations? I don't know. That's really a cool question. I'm going to share the chart again because I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, on my emotional chart, I also put the chakras. And nobody's ever asked about it, so I don't know if anybody's ever noticed. But if you see down the right side, these are also the chakra colors. So in your root chakra, that's where apathy, guilt, and shame can take root. And in your sacral chakra, that's if it's messed up, then you're going to feel jealousy, fear, and grief. Solar plexus chakra, courage, pride, and anger. And that's where it starts switching to positive things. So let me see what's in the chat. Blue cheese, that's not really blue. Blue raspberry. So corn chips, that would work. You're hilarious, Liz. I love it. So throat chakra. So if you're counteracting a clog in your throat chakra, you'd focus on love and hope. So if you ever look at this, and I know a lot of you have this from, if you came to my event, I gave you a printout of this. So look down the side and see which chakra your emotions are tied to, because that's really interesting. Oh, there's a Q&A queue. Cindy says we have no white chakras, so no white bread or sugar. However, you can have a spoon of honey. Yeah, white bread's not really great, is it? Or sugar. It's true. We use only unbleached sugar, so we quit using the white sugar about a year ago. Does frequency music really help you set yourself in the right frequency? Sarah, supposedly, but for me, I have listened to lots of frequency music that is supposed to raise your vibration, and I don't like it. It makes me feel sleepy, like I want to go to bed. So I don't think it works for me. That doesn't mean it doesn't work for anyone. You could absolutely explore that for yourself. But yeah, for me, it does not do it. I like really loud, crazy music when I want to raise my vibration, like gym music, you know, loud and fast. Like, well, I'm thinking like, what do I, like 160, 180 beats per minute, like workout music. That's the kind of music that gets my vibration up. So yeah, the frequency music doesn't seem to work for me, but I'm not saying it wouldn't work for anybody. So definitely try that. If that calls to you, try it out. Who knows how to muscle test? Raise your hand. Let me look at the hands. Is everybody's hand down right now? Oh, they're popping up. Okay, raise your hand if you know how to muscle test. There's a lot of hands. Okay, if you know how to muscle test, okay, I'm getting lots of muscle tests. That's awesome. So what I was going to say, if you know how to muscle test, what I would suggest is that you muscle test where your frequency is right now. And I have a coach that when she has a goal, she says, okay, my goal is 100. And I'm going to muscle test right now to see how close I am to the frequency of my goal. And she just randomly assigns the number 100. So it's not like accurate to the emotional vibration chart. It's just her way of measuring. And so I think it's a really great idea. So if you pick a goal that you want to get your vibration up to, just set the intention, I'm going to muscle test right now, and my goal is 100. That is the frequency of my goal. And now I'm going to muscle test myself to see where I am in relation to that 100. So she does that, and she muscle tests, and then she'll do like her fight song. She'll sing her fight song out as loud as she can. She will yell all of her gratitude affirmations, and she'll do other things that she knows raises her vibration, and then she'll muscle test again until she is all the way up to that frequency. And so the more often she gets herself to that frequency, the easier it's going to be for her to reach her goal, which is huge. She's a huge goal. So I think that is a really cool thing to do if you know how to muscle test. So what I would do right now is I would muscle test. If you're trying to raise your vibration, I would say, like, what's the vibration I need to be to keep my family safe, to keep me and my family safe, and focus on the positive. What vibration do I need to be at? And then make that your 100, and then muscle test to see what number you're at right now. And then do the things that raise your vibration. Hold on, let me read the chat. I got a lot of chats. Oh, more blue foods. Blue-green algae, kelp, limes. Yeah. Okay. I could try that blue peeps. Fake blue food coloring, probably not awesome, but yummy. Sarah, she likes them. Oh yeah, you like the frequency music for meditation and yoga. That's probably a really good use for it. Let's see, Sarah sent a link about color temperatures. Oh yeah, we should totally test that. And Karen said, this is a resource I use in my Stress Without Distress class. Let me know if you want me to post it in open chat, the upside of stress. Oh yeah, and there's a trust TED Talk. Yes, do that. Post that. Post it in the group. Okay, how do you muscle test? Oh, I think I have blue tansy essential oil. How do you muscle test? So I think that the most reliable way to muscle test is to do the sway test. I have found that to be the least manipulatable one. Is that a word? Manipulatable? Because I feel like if I do the finger ones, I always, like you do this, if you hold strong, it's a yes. If it's weak, it's a no. I feel like whatever I decide it's going to be, it's going to be. So I feel like those aren't random enough for me. So I do the sway test. So I stand up and I put my hands on my heart, and you have to ask a yes or no question to muscle test, because your body, your energy field, your vibration, it knows what you want and what you need. So you ask it. You're basically asking your body and your all your aura, your spirit, everything. You're asking it to answer a question for you. But it can only do yes or no. Forward is usually yes, backward is usually no. So when you start, the very first thing you do is you tell your body, show me a yes. And then you'll go forward or backward, and then you'll know that's your yes. Some people go side to side. Some people spin or go straight back and forth for their yes and no. So find out what your body does. Mine goes yes for forward, and back it goes no for backwards for no. And so that's how I do it. So it takes a while. So like if you want to know your frequency and your goal is 100, you start by saying, is my frequency above 50? And you have to go like that until you get to it. So you'll get a yes or no. So if it's a yes, you'll say, is my frequency above 60? And then you might get a no, and you'll have to go back down and say, is my frequency above 55? And then you'll get a yes or no. And so you just keep going until you get the above number and the below number, and then you confirm. Then you say, oh, okay, is my frequency 59? And then you'll get a yes or a no, and then, you know, go one number up or down. So that's how you muscle test for what your current frequency is. And your frequency can change all throughout the day. Everything you do can affect your frequency. You can walk into a different room of your house and your frequency will change depending on the frequency of that room. So if you keep, we like to keep, we call it our breakthrough room. Me and Lynn have a room, there's no TV in there. We have all of our personal development books are in there. There's a picture of the Savior on one wall. There's a big giant mirror facing the picture of the Savior, so it reflects in the room. There's a huge wall of windows for beautiful natural light. And we always keep that room as clean as possible, and no television, so there's no electrical, you know, forces and stuff in there. And when you walk into our living room, your vibration goes up. Ours does. Whenever we need to do a breakthrough or anything, we're okay, let's go to the breakthrough room. And as soon as we walk in, we feel our vibration go up. There's no clutter allowed in that room. That is probably the only room in our house that doesn't have clutter. So just so I know how much clutter affects the vibration of a house, because I have one room with no clutter and its vibration is much higher. All right, I think that is still Karen. Karen says it's important to ask good questions when muscle testing. There's a difference between want and need. Yeah, and you need to be really specific with your muscle testing questions. And sometimes you might not feel like you're getting a straight answer. And then you should ask yourself, am I asking the right question? Yes or no? Or am I allowed to know this right now? Yes or no? Because sometimes you're not. Sometimes your body's like, no, but I don't want to tell you that right now. So you have to listen, be really intuitive with your questions, and be really intentional with it. Okay, I'm going to lower the hands again. All right, that was a really good question, you guys. So any other questions about muscle testing? You know, you could also use muscle testing to see if something in your house is lowering your vibration. You could also ask if there is a situation or a relationship in your life that's lowering your vibration. And then if it is, either you need to fix it, you know, work on it so it's not doing it anymore, or get rid of it. You know, if it's a person, don't get rid of a person, but if it's somebody you don't need to be around that much, then, you know, find a way to spend less time in that relationship if it's one that lowers your vibration. And also, you know, work on improving the relationship so it's not lowering your vibration. Okay, Dory, good question. Dory says, let's do a practice muscle test on ourselves for raising our vibrations to see where we're at on our goals. I love that. Okay, let's do that. So how about if let's all say, let me think of a good question for our whole group. Dory, if you have a suggestion, let me know. But what would be a good group question we could all muscle test on? What if we did, we could just all do our goals. We could just all say, okay, so everybody pick a goal. Is this Dory Old? It's Dory Woodbury. Dory with an I. So does everybody have a goal? Raise your hand if you have a goal we could actually muscle test on right now. 3. Any more? 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8. Oh, we got 9, 10. Oh, we went back down. Nope, we're going back up. Okay, good. Oh, most of the hands are raising. That's awesome. Oh, good. All right, if you already have a way to muscle test that you like, go ahead and do your own version of muscle testing. Otherwise, let's stand up and do a muscle test together. So I like to just like shake it out and be loose. So like I'm not rigidly like frozen in place. So I'm just kind of loose, bend my knees a little bit. And then I do this. And let's all start with show me a yes. Okay. So just the first thing you do, just kind of relax. Stand up straight, put your hands on your heart, and just say to your body, show me a yes. Woo! Okay, so that was my yes. That was a good yes. So everybody do that, and then do show me a no, just to make sure. All right, show me a no. Show me a no. Okay, there we go. All right. Sometimes I have to ask my body twice, and that's okay. All right, so your goal, let's say your goal is 100. Hold on, let me pick my goal. All right. What's today, the 1st? By April 15th. Okay, all right, I've got a goal. And I'm going to say, okay, my goal is 100. So you guys say this, my goal is 100. Am I at least a 50 on the scale of reaching my goal? Okay, I got a yes. So did everybody do that? Has everybody got a yes and a no? And then I'm gonna lower the hands again. Did everybody get a yes or no? Lots of hands, that's awesome. Good, good, good. All right, I'm gonna lower the hands. Did anybody not get a yes or no? Did it not work for anyone? Okay, no hands, that's awesome. All right, so did everybody do their 50%? Am I at least 50% to my goal? Okay, good. All right, so let's keep going. So now let's say, am I at least 60% to the vibration of my goal? Is my vibration at least 50%? 60%. Is my vibration at least 60% on the way to my goal? Oh, I got a yes. Awesome. Okay, let's do 70. Is my vibration at least 70% in alignment with the 100% of my goal? Oh, wow, yay. That's awesome. Okay, let's do, am I going too fast? Hopefully I'm not going too fast. Okay, it wasn't 50, you have work to do. That's good, I'll help you with that. Okay, what are we on, 80? All right. Is my vibration at least 80% in alignment with the 100% of my goal? Oh, yay! Happy, happy. Okay. All right, 90. We're on 90 now. Is my vibration at least 90% in alignment with the 100% of my goal? Oh, wow. I'm surprised. I'm surprised I got yes on 90. Okay, keep going. Wow, I'm just gonna do 100 and see what I get. Is my vibration 100% in alignment with the 100% level of my goal. Whoa, okay. That's awesome. That made me so happy. What do we got? Okay, we got a 56. We got a 72. That's awesome, you guys. We got 100. Yay. We got 200s now. Oh, another 100. Oh my gosh, that's awesome, awesome, awesome. Yay, hundreds. That means that your goal is not far. It means your goal is on its way, almost here. So, what to do when your vibration is not 100? So that's where you make and actually this, I might have posted this list in the other group too. But this is where you start doing the things on the vibration raising list. And there's some more that I haven't said yet. Being in nature. Okay, let's talk about nature for a minute, because this is go for a walk barefoot. That's really good. Nature is more powerful than I ever realized until just the last couple months. And one of my mentors, who is Kirk Duncan. I love Kirk Duncan. I think he's a genius, and he is very in tune. He told us to go talk to trees a few months ago. And I was like, what? You can't talk to a tree? That's crazy. And if someone sees me, they'll think I'm crazy. So I was pretty resistant to it at first. I was like, oh man, come on, Kirk, really? Really, a tree? So I started in my front yard. I went out and I touched the tree in my front yard, and I said, do you have anything to say to me? And I also asked it, I can't remember what my goal was, but I asked it if it knew something I could do to help me reach my goal. And I felt like a complete psycho. And the whole time I was so worried that somebody would come outside and see me hugging my tree. I did actually end up hugging it, like I was standing there hugging it. Maria, yes, I will put that in the group. So yeah, I was super, super embarrassed and just like, this is too weird. But I did actually feel like the tree communicated with me actually I did it twice that day. The first tree, nothing, but I didn't touch it. I didn't touch the tree. The second tree was in the front yard, and I did touch it, and it was late at night, and that's the one where I was watching to see if anybody was walking by or driving up and could see me. But I did get an answer from that first tree, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. And then a few nights later, we went to another tree, and again, I got the tree talk to me. I got ideas put into my head that I had never thought before. And then we went to the temple, the Payson Temple, and did it with temple trees. That was really interesting. And I went to a birch tree, and the birch tree gave me a really interesting answer. And since then, I've talked to several trees, and they give me answers every time now. It's really interesting. But there's two things about trees. The first one is that you can communicate with the tree. If you have a goal that you're working towards, or if your goal is just to raise your vibration so that you can get closer to your goal, tell the tree that and ask the tree, how can I raise my vibration? And see what the tree tells you. But the other thing with trees is really awesome. If you look at and I'm looking at my tree in my backyard right now. If you look at the structure of a tree, it's like a filter. And it's, the trunk is the middle, but then the branches go up and they break into millions and millions and millions of little branches. like a lung. Think about what your lungs look like. All the bronchial tubes, and then, you know, they get smaller and smaller and smaller, and then they look like a tree. And then the tree roots in the ground look just like the top, just without leaves. But it also spreads and branches just like bronchial tubes in your lungs. And what do lungs do? Lungs filter the oxygen out of the air and bring it into your body. And filter it from your blood, and release the carbon dioxide. So it's cleaning you. It's giving you the oxygen you need and cleaning you of the carbon dioxide. So think about a tree like in the same filter role in your life. So when you go up to a tree, if you're feeling fear or other negative emotions, go up to the tree. And I've done this and it worked. Go up to the tree and say, I need help clearing some negative energy. Will you filter it for me? And it takes the negative energy out of you, and it filters it through all of its branches, and it releases a harmless byproduct into the environment. So it's cleansed all the negativity out of it, and only clean is left. So I've done this a couple times now, and both times I did it, I burst into hysterical sobs as I felt the negative coming out of me. Like I physically felt it leaving my body and going into the tree and being cleaned from the inside out. It was, it's amazing. So that is a really good way to raise your vibration, by filtering the negativity out of you. Dory says that's way better than yelling at the tree. You know what? Kirk told me to do that too. He said to yell at the tree in the place of the person I wanted to yell at, and it doesn't feel right. I don't resonate with that either, Dory. That's so funny. But when I go to the tree and ask him to filter, it's like, boom, done. He's like, okay, I'll filter you, totally. So yeah, that is way more effective for me than yelling at the tree. I don't like yelling at trees. It feels wrong. It feels really wrong. Another thing that we do in nature is we walk along the Spanish Fork River Trail, and we sit next to the river, and sometimes we try to talk to the river. You guys, a river has a completely different personality than a tree. And I don't want to taint your judgment. I want you to go meet a river on your own. So I'm not going to say anything about it, but talk to a tree and talk to a river and see how different they are. They are so different. So different. It's super, super interesting. So don't worry about people thinking you look crazy. They don't hear you because they don't get close enough to hear you. So like I just kind of whisper to the river, and I just kind of whisper to the tree. So let go of what you look like. Go talk to the river, talk to the tree. Trees are really helpful in cleansing your negative energy. But that will super, super raise your vibration. Let's see what else. What else is on my list? Sorry, I'm getting chats over the top of my stuff. Gotta scroll past my chats. Oh, forgiveness. Forgiveness is huge, you guys. And then we're going to talk about meditation, and then we're going to talk about connecting with your higher power, and then we're going to talk about service. So forgiveness. When you have any kind of grudge against a person, it's like a negative vibration machine that you have installed in your body. And it works 24 hours a day to eat away at you and lower your vibration. A grudge is so dangerous to keep in your body. You've got to get rid of the grudges. Anybody that you are upset at, jealous of, resent, anything, you've got to get it out of you. You know what? Remember, It's like taking poison and hoping it hurts the other person. It does not. It only hurts you. It doesn't do them any good for you to keep the grudge, and it doesn't hurt them when you let go of the grudge. I know a lot of people think, well, if I forgive them, that means it's okay for them to hurt me. That is not true. That's not true. I know you think that sometimes. I know a lot of people believe that if I forgive them, that means it's okay that they hurt me. That's not what it means. If you forgive them, it means that you are ready to let go of them hurting you. They hurt you as long as you hold that grudge. You're giving that act that they did a permanent apartment in your body where it sits there and lowers your vibration all the time. So please, 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 please forgive everybody for everything. Just let it go. It's not hurting them, it's hurting you. It's lowering your vibration and making it harder for you to get your goals, harder for you to stay well, harder for everything. I'm going to read what Kim just wrote. Kim says, with everything happening currently, it is even harder to raise your vibration when others see that as not caring about the situation and not being scared and sad like they are. Oh my gosh, right, Kim? It's especially harder with even people who were once a positive force are now doubting and do not enjoy your positivity. Oh, you know what? When your vibration raises, you're gonna lose people out of your life because they can't, their vibration is too low to be able to withstand your high vibration. And I know that's hard. It's hard when people remove themselves from your life because you have risen too high for them vibrationally. I know that's hard. It's happened to me and I don't like it. It makes me really sad, but I know that's hard to do. So what you've got to ask yourself, is it more important for me to be the best I can and hopefully lift them up through my example eventually? Or is it more important for me to keep them as a friend and have to lower my vibration to keep them around? So that's a choice everybody has to make for themselves. Misery loves company. Yep. Karen says, I'll send you a process I use for letting go of resentment. It's a PDF. I can attach it if you want me to. Yes, I think I have it set that you can't do attachments in here. Oh, you just said that. Yeah, email it to me. I'll post it in the group. I have high security on my Zoom because I've heard of lots of weird hacking things that have been happening with Zoom lately because the whole world's using Zoom now. So I thought just better safe than sorry. So I turned off all those capabilities. Oh, Cindy, yeah. Boundaries and grudges are two very different things. You guys, I'm reading this book right now. Oh, it's so good. Boundaries by Henry Cloud and John Townsend. This book is amazing. If you have someone in your life with a low vibration, but you need to live with them, you need to have them in your life all the time, read this book. It will help you with your boundaries a lot. It's an amazing book. All right, Maria had a thought. I just had a thought about that. My family never calls to check on me or see if I'm okay or how I'm doing. I could see that as a positive. Yes, because your vibration is higher than your family's. Absolutely see that as a positive. I think so. And you know, when your vibration is higher, people can't stand to be around it when they choose to be lower, but when they're ready to raise their vibration, they're going to know where to go. They're going to go straight to you because you've set the example for them. How do you, oh, Dory, this is a good question. How do you raise your vibration in a group of people? Maybe you're covering it. I wasn't planning on covering it. That's a really, really good question. Oh, the name of the book again is Boundaries by Henry Cloud and John Townsend. It's such a good book. It's Christian. It's a Christian book, and he quotes the Bible a lot, like multiple times per page. So if that is not your thing, maybe you won't love this book, but I love this book. It's awesome. But he is highly, highly Christian. So how do you raise your vibration in a group of people? Shauna has that book. Awesome. It's a really good book. That's a super good question. And here's how I would answer. Imagine that, well, you do have this. So imagine that you can see this because you do have it. But imagine your energy field. And it's a bubble of a certain size. Everyone's is different. It depends on how strong your energy is, how big your energy is. It depends on a lot of things, but you all have one. Everyone has a bubble. And I call it an energy bubble because that's what Kurt calls it. And he's the one that taught me about it. Everyone has an energy bubble. You decide what's in your energy bubble. And you decide where yours stops and the rest of the world is, okay? So you've got this boundary. You've got this boundary of where your energy bubble stops. Your vibration is inside your body and your energy bubble. So if you're in a group of people who are all negative energy, you're going to feel it pulling down on your bubble. You're going to feel the effect of it, and it's going to be gross, and you're not going to like it. So I think a really good way to raise your vibration, and it's going to tick people off around you. They're going to get uncomfortable around you. If they have a low vibration and you do this, they're going to be like, they're going to want to get away from you, and that's probably a good thing. So imagine your heart just being full of like the light of Christ and all the vibrations. Because think about how high the vibrations of God and Christ are. I mean, like, I don't even think we could imagine how high their vibration is. So think about the highest vibration you can think of in your heart and like a light, and just grow it. So you're in this group of negative people. So focus on that light. Focus on it being the highest vibrating frequency you can even imagine, and just imagine it growing. And so it fills your body, and then it goes outside of your body, and then it fills up all that space in your bubble. And then your bubble is holding this light, this super high vibrating light. And anybody negative around you is going to be repulsed. They're going to hate it. They're going to be like, and they're going to remove themselves. Or they're going to be awesome, and they're going to let it affect them. They're going to let your vibration lift them up, and they're going to like it. So it depends on how much they like to wallow in misery. It depends on the people. But you'll definitely affect the people around you when you do that. They'll either like it and get on board, or they'll hate it and they'll remove themselves. Right? Hence family dinners. Oh, yeah, right. Dory, did that answer your question? Yeah, oh, good, thank you. You're welcome. I naturally do that. I don't know why. Like, I just naturally have, I have really strong energy, and I push it out. I broadcast it. And yeah, I've been that way my whole life. And I always affect people around me very strongly. So I know not everyone does that as strongly as I do, but you can practice. You can focus and concentrate and make your energy stronger to lift other people up. If you think about it, you just have to set the intention. Really, just set the intention and focus on it. Because remember, what you focus on grows. So if you focus on being a light to the people around you, that's literally going to happen. You're literally going to get brighter. Your vibration's going to get higher, and you're going to affect the people around you, whether they like it or not. Hopefully they like it. Hopefully you're hanging around with people who like to raise their vibration. Maria says, me too, and it usually repels people. I felt like it was a bad thing. Now I know different. Thank you. Oh, it makes you cry. Good cry, right? Good cry. Kate says, I forgot to energetically shield today before going to Costco. Oh, Costco is very full of scared people right now. Now you feel wiped out. Yeah, that's rough. Especially right now, if you go to any kind of store, holy cow, shield up big time. Turn that light on and just shine your way through the store. Because that is scary. People in the stores are very scared. Maria, I'm so glad that I told you that. That's awesome. Yay. Good, 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 good. Okay, let's see. We got another one. I totally get what you're saying because people react to my energy all the time. Liz, you have very strong energy. Yes, you do. I've always had people easily attracted to me and all that, but I've wondered about that lately because I've had some low feeling energy, but people still just draw to me all the time. I don't understand it. Liz, you have really attractive energy. You draw people to you, and then I'm trying to think, there's a game, I think it's called Othello maybe, where you place the black and white beads right, and then when you do it, you like turn the whole section your color. You're like that too. You're like that. You have really strong energy. So yeah, be aware of your energy because you are affecting people. If you have strong energy, if you don't know, I don't know that you can really be held super accountable for it. But once you know that you have really strong energy, you're going to be held accountable for it. So if you know you do, that means you need to be hyper aware of how you're affecting people. So you have more responsibility to keep your vibration high when you know that you have strong energy. Oops, sorry, Liz. I hope you're okay with that. So be aware that you are very powerful with your energy. You're very effective in affecting people. Liz says, the weird thing is, even when I'm kind of blah, then when people are drawn to me, it's like everything just changes and it makes me higher too somehow. Yeah, you know what? You are, and I feel a ton of flowy love kind of stuff. Yes. Yeah, you are, you're like me. Like when you're around people with positive energy, it like doubles and triples and quadruples. It increases exponentially and you're really drawn to it and it feeds you. And I like that too. I totally get that. That's why we love Limitless so much. Like Limitless is almost like a drug to me. You know, they don't have Limitless anymore, but that's what it was like to me because there was so much positive energy. And, you know, I was a team leader, so I was in charge of these, you know, this group of 12 people for the whole 3 days. And the bouncing back and forth of positive energy was like, it was my favorite 3 days of the month, every month. I just wanted to live there. It was amazing. Maria says, does anyone else bawl at children's choirs singing? Oh, that is, yes. That is a super high vibration. Yeah, I totally do too. Yep. I totally cry at kids singing. It's so cute. Okay, so let's talk about the, whoops, I didn't want that one up. Let's talk about the other things on the list. So meditation. Make sure, oh, I forgot. So I didn't finish talking about forgiving someone. Does everybody know what Ho'oponopono is? I'm going to type it in the chat so you have the script. So no, oh good, you get to learn something new. Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian forgiveness technique. It's so easy, it's ridiculous. You say 4 sentences You picture the person in front of you that you want to forgive. Picture that you're talking to them like spirit to spirit, and you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And I'm typing this in the chat. Thank you. I love you. And if you ever want to look this up, I'll type the word so you'll know how to look it up because it's spelled really weird because it's a Hawaiian word. Ho'oponopono. So look it up if you want. It's super interesting. Like this Hawaiian therapist got assigned to it was a prison for the criminally insane and like heinous crimes, lowest vibration everywhere. The vibration was literally so low that the paint would not stay on the walls. How bad is that? Paint would not stay on the walls of this facility. So this guy comes in, his name is Dr. Lew, L-E-W, and he invented Ho'oponopono. And what he does is he pulls out the file of each inmate and he says this to them for a really long time. Oh, you couldn't see it from me to all. Oh, you're right. I need to switch it to this. There you go. Thank you, Iris, for telling me that. You can all see it now, right? Because I had it on, I didn't have it on attendees. So he'd pull out their file, look at their picture only, and do the forgiveness technique on them. And I don't remember how long it took, but it wasn't very long. Maybe it was less than a year, I think. Every inmate was cured and released. And they had to close the prison down. There was no one to put in there anymore because he healed their hurts and their pains by doing Ho'oponopono on them. And he'd never met them. He'd never done anything wrong to them ever. But doing that actually healed all of them. It's super interesting story. Look it up. But if you do it on, I'm wondering if I can tell you the story. So I'm going to tell you the story, and hopefully it's okay. I'll ask for forgiveness later if it's not okay, but I think it's okay. So my husband, where he works, he had a really, really, really hard time with his boss, the boss, not his direct boss. And he was like, I have to quit. I can't work there anymore. I'm so unhappy and miserable, and they're so awful to work with. And one day we were talking about Ho'oponopono, and we have this, I think it's the Little Money Bible even. The Little Money Bible also has a script in it. So he started doing it. He started doing Ho'oponopono on his boss. And he did it 11 times at a time. And so that's a little bit different. The regular Ho'oponopono, there's not a certain number of times. But so every morning he'd get up and he'd say it 11 times. And then he did something else, but I can't remember what it was. But within a couple of months, everything completely changed at work. And he started liking it. His boss started being nice to him. And it was totally amazing what happened. So a complete shift in the energy at his work, at his whole work, like his whole department, it all shifted only because Lynn started doing Ho'oponopono on his boss. So it totally works. I don't know how it works, but it totally works. And the reason you say sorry, because, okay, so a lot of people, especially victims of abuse, it's highly recommended to do this to your abuser. And so a few people say, well, what am I sorry for? I didn't do anything wrong at all. So let me just explain that for a second. The reason you're saying I'm sorry is not because you are admitting any guilt. You're not at all. That's not what it means. What you're saying is, I'm sorry just for this whole thing. I'm sorry this happened. I'm sorry I had to be involved. I'm sorry you had to be involved. I'm sorry this happened. You know, you're not admitting guilt, you're expressing sorrow, literally expressing sorrow for it. And I've been through workshops where a room full of people had to do this. And a lot of them were just livid about that. They couldn't get over it. They couldn't get over the anger at the person who had hurt them enough to do ho'oponopono on them. So, so that's a thing for some people. So let go of the idea that you're apologizing for getting abused, because you're not at all. You are sorry for the state of the world in which abuse is allowed to happen. You know, you're sorry that it had to ever happen in the first place. You're sorry for whatever they went through that caused them to be abusers. You just know you're not taking any responsibility and apologizing for your own behaviors. Okay. Does it raise your vibration? Heck yeah, it raises your vibration huge, because it releases any grudges or negative feelings towards another person that you have. And remember what I said earlier about grudges. That's like a vibration lowering machine installed in your body. So Ho'oponopono is really good for grudges. Now, how long do you need to do it for? I would say maybe a week or 2 or 3 or 4 per person, depending on how bad you are feeling about them and the situation. So it's not a super quick thing. And I would, so the guy that I learned it from, he does it constantly. You know, like if you have a song rolling in the back of your head all the time, he has that. He has the Ho'oponopono script rolling in the back of his head all the time. So he does it all the time, like 24 hours a day. Well, not when he's asleep, but anytime he's awake. So yeah, do it as long as you need to. He manages his space with it. That's a good way to put it. He does. That's really awesome. It's Joe Vitale, I think is his name. Wait, Joe. Joe Vitale, I think. Yeah, that's it. Can you do it on multiple people within the same time period? I think you can do it to multiple people. You need to picture the person in your head you're doing it to. So you could do it for a few minutes to one person and then pull up the next person, do them, pull up the next person and do them. And as you release grudges, your vibration is going to go through the roof. It's going to be amazing for you. Okay, next I was going to do meditation. If you're not meditating, especially right now in this super crazy stressful time period, set a time every day to just sit and focus on your breathing. You don't have to do any fancy kind of guided meditation. You can if you need to. I know some people actually were like, I can't do it if I don't listen to something. But I just listen to my breathing. I focus on my breathing and just clear your mind every day. It's like pushing a little reset button. So you get all this fear and tension and stress built up. When you meditate, it's like hitting the reset button. And so you're erasing all of that away and you're starting fresh for the day. So meditate every day so that the stress doesn't get ahead of you. When you meditate, you get ahead of the stress. And I just, if you need a guided one, look it up. I don't use guided ones, so I can't recommend one. But I'm sure some people on here do. Oh, Kim's on here. Kim is really good at finding good guided meditations. So Kim Schultz, she knows some really good ones. See, Kim said, I have some I can share. I knew you would. She's really good at that. Okay, next, connecting with your higher power. So I know, not everybody has the same higher power as me. Mine is Heavenly Father. Yours can be whatever is you. Connect with whatever gives you those feels, whoever your higher power is. Spend a little time every day connecting with them so that you don't feel alone, so that you feel like there is something bigger out there that you're a part of, instead of you just getting lost in the crazy. So spend some time every day connecting with your higher power. So read scriptures, go out into nature, pray every day. Anything you need to do that you know that works for you to connect to your higher power, because you're not meant to do it alone. You're not meant to figure all this out by yourself. There is divine help for you. You just have to ask for it. Remember, you have to ask. God's not allowed to like just make a blanket decision and give you help when you don't ask for it. You know, that thing where in the New Testament where Jesus stands at the door and knocks, he doesn't just walk in and help you. You have to ask. So make sure you're connecting with your higher power every day and be like, by the way, I could use some help. Thank you. You know, so remember, you're not alone, but you've got to ask for help. Those were birds. I have a tree right outside my window, and it is usually full of woodpeckers. I don't know what that is right now, but yes, there's birds in my tree right now. I love it because it's right by my window, so I hear birds all day long. And I watch, did you hear that? And I watch the woodpeckers all day. What is the next one? Oh, serving someone. Oh, Kim, good one. Serve somebody else. When you are stressed and worried, you remember what you focus on grows. If you're stressed and worried, guess what grows? Your stress and your worry. The more you think about it, the more you think about how you're worried and scared, the more evidence you're going to find that you need to be worried and scared. That's how your reticular activating system works. Remember your VIP list? If fear of the coronavirus is on your VIP list, it's going to find more reasons for you to be scared of the coronavirus. So focus on something different. And remember, if your vibration is not the same vibration as the virus cannot infect you. It can't. It's not a match. So make sure you're out of fear, because the coronavirus is the same frequency as fear. So don't be scared. Every time you're scared, you're opening yourself up to catching the virus. So stop being scared. Focus on other things. So focus on serving someone else is a really, really easy way to do that. Right now in my neighborhood, we're all sewing masks for the entire neighborhood. We're making one so every man, woman, and child can have one. Not that it helps against the virus, but like if there was an earthquake and there were rubble and dirt everywhere, we would love to have a mask. So I've been working on that this week. All the ladies in my neighborhood have been cutting and sewing and stuff. So find a way to serve others so that you're thinking about others instead of your own worries. And that's how I got out of my depression 3 years ago. I was assigned to serve someone every day. That was one of my assignments from my coach. Every day, find somebody to serve. And it was really hard at first. It got a lot easier, but if you focus on ways to serve others, you'll find more ways to serve others, and you'll think about your own troubles less and less and less. So that is a really good way to raise your vibration. And then this is totally silly, but you know what? You've got to laugh. Laughter, like gratitude, is a very high vibrating activity and emotion. And so find things that make you laugh. And I'm just going to recommend to everybody look up baby goat videos, because baby goats are the cutest, funniest things ever. I love them so much. Every time I watch a baby goat video, I laugh till I cry. So find whatever it is that makes you laugh, like a baby goat makes me laugh. Maybe baby goats will make you laugh too. So try baby goats first. If that doesn't work, find something else. But baby goats are freaking hysterical. They're the cutest things ever. So when I'm sad, either that or I pull up a dog grooming video from this dog groomer in Korea. Oh my gosh, she makes dogs look like teddy bears. And I probably have watched 30 hours now of her grooming dogs to look like teddy bears. Oh, laughing babies, that's a really good thing to look up. So there's so many things you could look up on YouTube that would just make you laugh. So try to spend time every day laughing. Laughing is so, so, so important. It's amazing to laugh. All right, let me see. Was there anything else I was gonna tell you about? We did forgiveness. That was one I wanted to make sure we covered. Yeah, we haven't covered this. So this is, and if you have any questions, remember, put them in the thing, or I'll just keep talking about my ideas. So if you have specific questions, make sure you post them. So the last thing I want to talk about before we go, unless you have questions, is, exercise. Yes, Karen, that's really good. I was not going to mention exercise. So yes, exercise. Yeah, and even though all the Vassas are closed, we were going to Vasa every morning, and so we've had to find other ways to exercise, and it's not as fun because I love the gym because the energy there. But yeah, exercise every day too. So that's why me and Lynn have started walking along the Spanish Fork River. That's why we do that. So the last thing I wanted to cover is things to get rid of in your life that are lowering your vibration. So this is really important. Along with raising your vibration, you need to cut out the things that lower your vibration that you might not realize are lowering your vibration. So I just have a list of 10 things here. Number one is complaining. How many of you have complained about being bored during the quarantine? And I know I was making jokes about my birthday. I had a happy quarantine birthday. But I did actually have a really fun birthday, and I did go to a few of the stores I tried to go to were actually open, and I got a new pair of shoes that I wanted really bad, so I was really happy. And so look at how much time are you spending complaining every day. Just stop complaining. Complaining is terrible for your vibration. It's an instant drop in vibration. So don't complain. Try to always find the bright side of everything, because everything always has a bright side, trust me. Some of them are more hidden than others, but you can always find a bright side. Bright side of the coronavirus quarantine, I finished my book. So see, there's a bright side for me. Number two is gossiping about other people. I don't know, I don't think most of you have trouble with gossiping. None of you have ever gossiped to me about anybody, so I don't think you guys even have this problem. But don't gossip. Maria says she is looking for a good video for the chakra eating. She'll send it to me. Awesome. Oh, she's going to get certified in chakra healing. That's cool. So when she sends me that, I'll post it in the group. I'm assuming all of you are in my Facebook group. If you're not, make sure you join my Facebook group. We are Masters of Manifesting, in case you're not in there, because that's where I post all the stuff. So no complaining, no gossiping. Don't yell at people. When you get mad or angry or frustrated, go to the tree. Go ask the tree to filter your negative emotions. Don't take it out on other people. Okay, so this one maybe you might not have thought of, but what kind of TV shows are you watching? What are you consuming with your eyes and ears? Are you watching shows that are like solving crimes kind of thing, which means you're seeing crimes? You're seeing people break the law and hurt each other, and violence and sex and all kinds of bad things. Are you watching shows like that? You know, sure, they're fun if you're like really into solving crime dramas, but that can really, really lower your vibration. Watching people break commandments, watching people break laws, that is super low vibration. So think about what you're watching on TV. Sarcasm. Oh my gosh. I went to a thing on sarcasm and it totally opened my eyes, you guys. Sarcasm literally means cutting the body. Sarcasm, and you've heard people say cutting remarks. Sarcasm is so damaging to a person's psyche. Stop being sarcastic. Just that is a habit that you get to let go of. That's a habit you need to say goodbye to if you want to raise your vibration. Clutter, we already talked about that. Junk food. Food has vibration, you know, and like Maria said, you should, you know, be eating the rainbow every day. But junk food itself, bad vibration, low vibration. Genetically modified food, low vibration. So think about what you're eating. If you're not sure, hold it up to your stomach and do a muscle test. Do the sway test while holding the food and let your body tell you, say, will eating this food raise my vibration? And then get a yes or no. Or say, will eating this food lower my vibration? And then get a yes or no. So if you're not sure, muscle test for it. You know, if you really want to be vigilant about your vibration, that's a good way to do it. Muscle test everything you eat. Number 8, we talked about that already. Let go of grudges. Oh, number 9 is really good. Derogatory thoughts or remarks about yourself or others. And so think about how many times you say something like, oh, great job, you know, sarcastically to yourself, where you really mean that you did a crappy job. How many times do we cut ourselves down just on our own, speaking to ourselves, thinking to ourselves, and tear ourselves down? And I know it's super common, and a lot of us, it's a really ingrained habit. So listen to the thoughts you're thinking about yourself and the words you're saying about yourself. And remember, words have a lot of power, and thoughts are words unspoken. So what are you thinking and saying to yourself? Only say nice, loving things to yourself. Maria says, what about shows where other people's dreams are coming true, like American Idol or The Voice? Oh my gosh, those have the highest vibration. Those shows are amazing for vibration. Yes, 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 definitely watch those. Those always make me cry. Like my vibration goes up so fast, I cry. So yeah, those are really good for vibration. And then the last one is the lyrics to the music you're listening to. And this one makes me sad because so many songs that have like amazing tunes and beats have the worst lyrics ever. And it makes me really sad because I can't listen to them. I don't let those words be in my head. And so I've had to not listen to a ton of songs that I love the music to because the lyrics are crap. The lyrics are so negative. So pay really close attention to the music you hear. And if it's tearing you down at all, if it's not lifting you up, it's tearing you down. So if it's not lifting you up, let it go. Get it out of your life. I think that's it. Oh, and it's 8:32. I've gone over. Sorry, I've gone 2 minutes over. Whoops. Let me look and see if there's any new questions. Nope, no new questions there. Michelle, your hand is raised. Did you have a question? Or is it just raised from something else? Liz, being sad about it would bring you down too, so I know, right? I'm only sad about it for a minute and then I move on. You're so cute. All right. Okay. I see no hands raised. I see no questions. You guys, was this helpful? If this was helpful, raise your hands. Yay. Oh, good. Oh, I'm so glad. Would anybody need the link to my group, or are you all in my group? Raise your hand if you're in my group. Wait, let me hit lower all hands. Lower all hands. Raise your hand if you're in my Facebook group. We are Masters of Manifesting. Make sure everybody's in there. If you're not in there, I will get you the link. It looks like not everybody's hand is raised. Cindy, I know you're in there. Iris, you're in there. Kelsey, you're in there. Maybe you guys aren't listening at the moment. Okay. Maybe I should say raise your hand if you're not in my group. Oh, thank you, Maria. I love my hair and pigtails. It's fun. If you're not in my group, raise your hand. Okay, I'm not getting any hands. All right. So I'll post everything that everyone shares with me tonight, all the links and stuff. I'll post it in the group. And If anyone is willing, I will send you the link to my review page if you would like to leave me a review. Reviews are always helpful for every business owner. So if you are interested in leaving a review, let me know and I'll send you the link for that. If you have any questions, any follow-up, any help you need, anything you didn't get to ask, you know how to find me, just message me. Liz, sure. Oh, good. Oh, good. Thank you. Okay, Liz and Maria, I'll send you those. So I guess that's it. I got to go because my friend has a webinar starting right now, and I want to let you guys go in case you're going to that. Yes, this is recorded. I will post the recording. I'll probably just send it to everybody that registered too, because not everybody showed up that registered, because I know like some of them were in London and they're in bed asleep right now. So yes, I did record it. So I'll have a link for it. All right. Thanks you guys for coming. I love you guys. Thanks for all your support and for your good interest in raising your vibration. I love it. Oh, thank you, Dory. I'm glad that you liked it. Yay. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. I'll see you guys around. I'll see you Monday. Thanks. I'm glad you love my hair. Mondays and Monday morning manifesting, we're changing topics to intuition. So it should be really good. April's going to be awesome. Intuition and probably some boundaries mixed in with there. Okay. Oh, and if you need cards, remember my cards are designed specifically to raise your vibration. And they, oh, here's my sign. I'll just show you my sign. And they come in a cute little tin. Whoopsie. You know my card deck. Da, da, da. And I just got a new shipment of 50 of them, so I have plenty. Kim, I mailed yours out today. Kim just ordered a set. So these are designed to keep your vibration high. So if you need one, then just go to thequeenofmanifesting.com. They're right there on the front page. And remember to use the word thequeenofmanifesting.com. All right, you guys, go have awesome vibrations. Have an awesome night. And I will see you all in the group. All right. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.